Hello and welcome to the Main Cave. Now in today's video I'm going to be looking at how you can use a mouse and a keyboard on consoles, but also ask some specific questions that I'd like you to answer in the comments below. Firstly, and probably most importantly, is this going to give you an unfair advantage? Secondly, if it does give you this advantage, is it any different to using a wheel in competitive racing such as GT7 competing against people with a controller? And thirdly, what with PlayStation and Xbox rolling out keyboard and mouse integration, is it becoming more likely that this will become the norm in years to come? Please let me know your thoughts. So in this video I'm going to be going through the adapter, the physical setup, wired keyboard and mouse, wireless keyboard and mouse, software setup, and my thoughts on how it plays. Now I absolutely get the need for some people to use a keyboard and mouse. One of the best reasons is accessibility. Some people just can't use a controller due to the ability issues, so using a keyboard makes sense. Others just don't like using a controller, but I'm guessing the main reason people want to use this is for that competitive edge. So already on consoles such as PlayStation and Xbox, they have native keyboard and mouse support, but it's up to the developers of the games to implement it, so you will need to do your research before to see if your preferred game uses a mouse and keyboard. For those games that don't support it, you will need to get one of these. Now this is a keyboard and mouse adapter. It's called the Aim Vice, and it is a clever little box that simply mimics a controller, but this one has a few tricks up its sleeve. Firstly, plug in your console, plug it in your preferred mouse and keyboard, and away you go. It's a very small piece, weighing in at only 25 grams. It has a button on the top with it next to a LED which lights blue to show that it's connected successfully. On one side is USB port for the controller, which is for the PlayStation and Xbox, and the other is an interchangeable mouse and keyboard ports with the power USB-C port on the side. In the box you get the adapter, USB-C cable, USB-A to USB-C adapter, and the manual. Now this manual is very handy as it guides you through what you need to do and the corresponding mapped keys. In this video I will mainly be focusing on the Nintendo Switch as that doesn't have any support at all, but we'll first talk about the Xbox and the PlayStation. So to make this work, you need to plug in your controller to the adapter as well as your keyboard and your mouse, but even though it's advertised as PS5 compatible, it only works with PS4 games using a DualShock 4. So forget it if you want to play games like Returnal that don't have a PS4 version, you're out of luck. So with those two consoles aside, let's focus on the Nintendo Switch then. Simply plugging the mouse and keyboard into the dock won't work, but this really is just as easy. The only thing you need is this adapter. No need to plug in a Pro controller for this to work. It's literally plug and play. Firstly, make sure in the Switch settings that you have Pro controller connection set to wired, and get the adapter, plug in your mouse and your keyboard. It doesn't even matter which USB port they'll go in, just plug them into either. Then plug the adapter into your Switch dock, and that's it. The adapter will light up blue to say it's on, and your keyboard and mouse will just start working. Nothing more needs to be done, you're up and running. I tried this with several keyboards and mouse, and they all worked instantly, very seamless. But it doesn't stop there. For this example, I'm using a wired keyboard and mouse, but what if you want to use it wireless? Well, just plug in the USB dongle that came with the mouse and keyboard and it works just fine. Here I have the Pulsar X2 and the dongle that comes with it. I just plug that into the USB port on the adapter, switch the Pulsar on, and it connects instantly. From here on, it's a case of just changing the settings to suit your play. You have three things. You have the in-game settings, so for example the sensitivity and the speed. You also have the adapter settings, and you have the mouse inbuilt settings. So what I'd suggest is just keeping the adapter and the mouse settings as you normally would have it, and tweak the in-game settings as you get much more control. For the adapter, all you do is you hold control and the squirrel wheel up and down changes the mouse sensitivity on the adapter and the mouse curve. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't really notice a huge difference when doing this. The built-in DPI switch of the Pulsar also worked, but again not to the extent that 26,000 DPI was significantly more than 50 DPI. So into the game settings and tweak it there. Now it's probably about time I set your expectations. Now this is not going to be like playing games on a PC. To be fair, I didn't really notice much lag and it was perfectly usable in its current state, but you won't get the level of precision, accuracy and acceleration that you can with a PC game. It's a box emulating a controller. It's good enough, and although I don't particularly play Fortnite, here is my boy playing Fortnite, and he does pretty well. Now, with games that you can't change the settings, you may find the acceleration not up to speed. There seems to be a fixed ceiling on this, so for some games it may not be suited. Now, as for the button mapping, again, you can do this in the game itself, or if you want to change it for every game, you can do this in the Switch settings. However, do remember that the adapter only has the ability to change the keys for the controller. For example, in the manual, the Y key isn't used, so cannot be used at all. Or if you want a function to scroll through the weapons, a feature that may be on PC only, then it can't do this. See your keyboard as a controller replacement, nothing more. There is a way for the key mapping to be done on the adapter, but the process requires a connected controller, such as when you use it on the PlayStation or Xbox. Therefore, on the Switch, I couldn't really get this to work. Nevertheless, the control scheme seems to be okay, and just takes a bit of memory to remember where the keys are. You just need to remember the keyboard is emulating a controller, not being a full keyboard setup. So there we have it then. There's how to use a mouse and keyboard on a Nintendo Switch, no matter what the game is, no matter what the mouse and keyboard you want to use. I'll leave links down below where you can get hold of this same adapter as me, and remember to comment whether you think this is cheating, or is it just more of a helpful way for you to play your games. I hope this has been of use. Till the next video. Bye bye.